Hello, 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 my dear Sagittarius, Sun and Moon Rising. I'm Maria the Clairvoyant, and I'm going to be doing personality traits of your sign. I'm doing these videos just so you get to know about yourself a little better. Okay, the purpose of my videos is to help you understand the purpose of you, of who you are, and what you are here for. Um, I'm sorry about the camera. This is telling me that this is to help you how to evolve yourself. Each sign is here to teach a lesson to someone, okay? And that person, each sign is, of course, if you teach somebody else, is gonna learn. So, and it's to help you evolve. It's very important for some of you to understand that the birth chart. So if you guys are interested in the birth chart, please go to my website and go to cafe. It's actually, you can link it from my channel, and you can go to let me see the name. I'm sorry, I don't know it by heart. Cafeastrology.com. So if you guys want to know the chart, they also have a report, and you can understand a little bit which is your how, you know how we say the sun or moon rising. That is going to help you, tells you that. With that said, Sagittarius, let me start with the video. um you are a mutable sign. Sagittarius is from the is a fire sign from November 22nd to December 21st. Sagittarius like to travel. um I'm sorry. The day of the week is Thursday. The color, your favorite color or the best color to wear, is blue. You guys are fire. The compatibility with the signs that can make the best relationship for you are Aries, Gemini, Leo, or Libras. That doesn't mean that you will not have any other sign that could help you with that. Sagittarius is a very adventurous sign. Okay. Um, they're physical and they're mental. Sagittarius is half animal and half human. So they believe that everything will adjust. That's the mentality of Sagittarius. They're like work-like spirit, but they are not as much as Aries is. Aries is more like a word-like. Um, they love jobs with mystical understanding. Some Sagittarius might be very mystical. They're interested in that mystical part of life. Um, they're very logical. They like to have a solution, a reasonable, a reasoning solution for a problem. They like to help others, but sometimes they lack a self-help. Like a Sagittarius would easily take someone to a doctor for whatever medical issues they have. However, it is very hard for them to take themselves to the doctors. They're very open, and they live very noble. They live a very noble life when they are positive. Everything I'm reading right now is for a positive sign. It's not for a negative sign. So remember that anything that I say here and the Sagittarius is not positive, um, is probably a negative. Okay, so it's the opposite force, the opposite energy. The weaknesses of, or the negative part of Sagittarius is inability to find focus. Sometimes Sagittarius tend to reach out more than they're supposed to. Their vision is too broad, and in this case, they need to narrow it down. Okay, they do not pay attention to details, and that's where they get in trouble. They're very inflexible, grumpy. people who have high hopes at once. Like, let's say a Sagittarius had a relationship to the point that they got engaged. If for whatever reason that relationship didn't flourish, they end up breaking up. Sagittarius is will probably feel like the rest of the life they probably put hope into relationship, but they never tend to flourish, because sometimes it could be the reason that they put hope in the wrong person. Okay, they could be um, their jobs when it comes to the Sagittarius could be attorneys, government, anything to that has to do with the law. They like that. They could be lawyers. They could be something that it could, they can win an argument. They're very argumentative, and but sometimes they don't put attention to details, but they do like to argue, and they like to fight certain principles. They like success. So many Sagittarius, when you're a positive sign, you're very successful in what you do. They have a very determined mind, business oriented. So they will probably be that type of Sagittarius that's very, like I said, very strong, business oriented. The I don't know if I told you, they're a mutable sign. The is represented by fire, 1122 to 1221. Um, they like to travel. This is the union of the head and the heart. They tend to love and order, and that's why they like to be like lawyers, judges, something to do with the law. They will work in some kind of field that has to do with love involvement. Okay. Some of them can be mediums. Some of them could be clairvoyants or spiritual teachers. They're very spirituals, but they need to focus and get the energy to focus on that. The positive thing about Sagittarius, they're very optimistic and very happy people. When they are happy, they're very happy. However, remember, if it's the opposite of that, they're gonna be unhappy. They're very straightforward when it comes to telling someone how they feel. If a Sagittarius have not done the evolution of their sign, or they haven't worked on their spiritual path, they're very nervous, tend have a lot of tension. They tend to be very, very active. They don't stay still. They're very stubborn, and they get irritable right away. Like, even if you just ask them a question, that can be a blow up. Like, why you ask me the question? Who the hell you think you are? They don't see the question as to, oh, maybe because I'm trying to help you, maybe because I'm trying to understand you. That's the type of person that Sagittarius. And when they become materialistic, when they tend to have material wealth, they feel that they worth the material part of it. So they become very materialistic. They think they're worth more, and it's like I don't know if you guys had seen people that look down on people that don't have a financial, let's say, job. If you don't have a job, that person is not considered suitable for Sagittarius. They see them in a down way, and when they're negative, though, this is a negative part, because a positive Sagittarius will see the person as a human being, opposed to it's not how much they're worth, because that person might have a lot of knowledge that needs to be explored. So most of them, when they're negative, they're indecisive. They don't know what they want. They're very lazy. They like to drink a lot, alcohol. Um, and as Sagittarius, most of the fire signs, let's not just say Sagittarius, tend to, when they're opposite or they have some kind of drug or alcohol addiction, they tend to rely on the other person. Even if that person is not their partner, but it's a good friend, it doesn't have to be a sex partner or love partner. They tend to lay back on that person. So Sagittarius does that. I lay down on you until I get back on my feet. And it shouldn't be that way, but it happens. The sometimes one of the best signs to that is compatible to Sagittarius is Gemini, which is Gemini is the opposition of Sagittarius, and because it's the opposite, most times every opposite sign is actually the complement of each sign, because and they tend, if they do get together for the right reasons, they could be the perfect partners. Okay, Sagittarius need to do everything in moderation. If you don't do that in moderation, um, you can be drained out. Let's say you decide to play sports, you go and decide to do any type of sports. If you do that to the extreme, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna be um, you need to do it with moderation. Don't I'm sorry. Like if you're gonna target 1 hour exercise, it should be 1 hour exercise, not 5 hours exercise. You're gonna be real tired, but that's common sense. But people do that. Like if you do half an hour biking, 1 hour swimming, you're balancing yourself out, but don't over exercise. They try to do things in the outside, in the outdoors. They like to do things in the outdoors, so you won't be surprising that if they cannot run, they might do some kind of exercise, yoga, or something to that effect in the outdoors. They like that type of exercise. When they're positive, they like a good, healthy lifetime. They tend to have, they're prone to have accidents or hurt themselves physically. Um, Maybe burn, maybe you fell and messed up your foot or broke something of your body. They tend to be those accidents. Doesn't necessarily have to be a car accident. It could be you fell, you broke your foot, your foot, your hands, your arm, something to that effect. Um, but other than that, health wise, with their physical body, they're very healthy. Sagittarius is a very healthy sign. The they usually say I see, and they're half human and half horse, so they could be very materialistic if they become animal, and if they and they could also be very how can I put it, very wise if they follow their mind. If they follow their mind, they will be very wise. uh this Sagittarius is, what is Sagittarius here to learn? Sagittarius needs to is the law in the party, so they're very similar to Leos. They here to learn discipline, boundaries. Okay, Sagittarius is the sign of joy, self, happiness, communion, happily. They enjoy life. They see everything in the big picture. They see everything big. They don't see the tiny little details of life. They usually have a good time, but they need to learn boundaries. And where are they going to learn boundaries from? From Capricorn. Okay, Sagittarius are about thinking. They're very philosophical oriented, and they see the big picture, not the little picture. And the main thing is they need to have boundaries. Meaning in their relationships, they feel they deserve. No, you don't deserve. You earn it. And if someone gives you that love, respect it and appreciate it. So, well, that says Sagittarius. I hope this is a good description for you. What are you here for? To learn boundaries, to learn order, to learn discipline. And it's okay to party, but don't party too much. It could be dangerous. It's love and light. Take care. And if you would like a reading, personal reading, you know what to do. Bye bye.